All right, how are we doing today? So this is a super important concept. Okay, this is really important in macroeconomics. This is like one of the key things you just gotta know. Just gotta know. Okay, so that's why I want to make a video about it, because if you don't have these terms right, you really are gonna struggle understanding what's going on in class. Okay, so fiscal policy versus monetary policy. So presuming that you have a little bit of background knowledge going into this, if not, then just go through the question and then kind of learn in the video. But the idea here is that the government government or another entity can affect the business cycle by doing something in these realms with fiscal policy or monetary policy. For example, if we are in a recession and we want to speed up the economy, we can do so. I talked in a previous video of how eventually, in the long run, the economy is going to adjust. But sometimes we don't want to wait around. Sometimes we want to step in. And when we want to step in, it basically looks like this. You have a way. There are ways to speed up the economy, and there are ways to slow down the economy. As a matter of fact, I'll just go like this. Boom. Boom. So let's see if you remember or know what are the factors of fiscal policy and what is the one key factor for monetary policy. So what are the components that we're looking at? Okay, I'll step out of the way. Do you remember? We'll see. If not, you got it right now. Fiscal policy is what? Government spending. If you don't know that, write that down. Okay? Or taxation. It's how the government spends or taxes people. So I'll put a G here, I'll put a G here, I'll put a T here, T here. So they can either increase or decrease, either one of those. More government spending or less government spending. More taxation or less taxation. This is going to refer to expansionary fiscal policy and contractionary fiscal policy. So what would we want to do to government spending and taxation if we wanted to make the economy speed up, go a little faster, or if we actually wanted to slow it down? And we're like, why would we ever want to slow it down? Remember, when bubbles form, they create crashes. What preceded the Great Depression? A period of rapid economic expansion. What preceded the Great Recession? A period of rapid economic expansion. So sometimes our economy goes on hyperdrive and is actually moving a little bit too fast. So what would we do? Put arrows in here. I'll step out of the way. How are the arrows? Did you get them? Let's take a look. So if you want to speed up the economy, one thing you can do is increase government spending. Another thing you can do is decrease taxation. Okay? That's going to speed the economy up. Here, the government's maybe creating more jobs. Here, people have more money because they don't have to pay as many taxes. And they might look at it and say, wait a second, that doesn't add up, because you need money, but that'd be if they did both at the same time. It's called deficit spending, and it does happen. Okay? As a matter of fact, it's one of the ways we counteracted the Great Recession in the U.S. under President Obama. Now, here, we would just do the opposite. If we want to slow the economy down, we could decrease government spending or increase taxation. Okay? So, expansionary fiscal policy, contractionary fiscal policy. Then, the next step is monetary policy. So, we have expansionary monetary policy and contractionary monetary policy, which, just so you know, this is referred to as loose money, and this is referred to as tight money. Now, the first thing that you need to understand with this is that, so the Fed controls the money supply in the United States. And the biggest thing that's going to affect you as an individual is how they affect interest rates. Okay? So, to make a very long story short, they are going to affect interest rates. And they're going to do it in one of three ways. But ultimately, if you had a loan out in a car for $2,000, and I told you that you have to pay 1% interest rate per year, it's pretty cheap, right? 1%, that's pretty cheap. You're hardly paying any interest. You're going to buy more things. You're going to be willing to take out loans because the interest is cheap. Conversely, if I told you, oh, 25%, that's going to rack up pretty fast. That's going to rack up really fast. That'd be like $500 in a year on a $2,000 loan. That's the situation. You are going to not want to buy things. You want to save things because then that interest can make you money in the bank versus buying something. So by affecting the interest rates, we are the Fed, who's in charge of this, is making a very big impact on economic decisions. So to have a loose money policy, which is also referred to as expansionary monetary policy, what they're going to want to do is decrease the interest rate. To have a tight money policy, you're going to increase. That means, and this means a lot of things. I'm just going to keep it very simple. I'm going to keep it very simple for this, okay? And I'm going to talk about a few things, and if you're looking at a class, great. If not, you don't even need to worry about it. But this is stage one. It's affecting the interest rate, okay? The whole idea is the lower the interest rates are, the quicker the economy is going to go. The higher they are, the slower it's going to slow the economy down, and we could want to do both. So this is step one. Now there's three things that you need to understand with this, depending on what class you're in. There's three things that go along with this, but the biggest thing, expansionary, contractionary, fiscal, monetary, loose money, tight money. All those terms hopefully make sense. Until next time.